Hello, welcome and greetings to your journey to learning Python programming. Today is a very important topic for any programming language. It's called functions. What is function? Function is a block of code. It's a set of codes which only runs when it is called. So what basically happens when we click on the run button, it starts executing from the top line and it print all the statements. So what happened basically when we click on the it start executing, and it's go line by line, it's go line by line in first, second and third in the sequence, so it's starting with reading from the first line and then go down and down the next line. So it's called sequence. What happened in function? We have a separate set of code. But when we click on when we call it, then only this statement is executed. So show here. First, I'm creating a function. No output, no error. Why? Because when I call the function name and the bracket, it is a syntax. Whatever you are choosing the name along with the open close bracket. When you call the function, that functions go inside and execute the statements. The first thing, it's run only when you call it. You can pass data. We will see in this example what is parameter and how can we pass the data. The function can retain the data. So in basically today's session, we will learn all the possibility. How can we use function? How can we pass the data in the function? How can we retrieve the data from the function? But first things, keep in mind, function is nothing but it's a separate code. It's a separate line of codes, and we save this with the particular name. In current example, my function name is hello, and it's only execute when I call it. So this call my function creation, def for definition, and hello is a calling. This is a calling. Function name, bracket, colon sign, maintain the indexes as well, print hello. One more example, it's pass the value. Now we can see here is bracket is empty. Where bracket is empty. But now when I call my function, I pass some value. This 4 is called parameter. This n is called argument with a parameter. I pass some value. This value is stored here in this particular variable name n. And what I do here, I'm just simply print square n into n. For square, I have to multiply 2. So it's print the square. So 4 square is 16. 64. So now this called parameter. I can pass multiple parameter in my next example. I pass 2 value. So whenever you pass 2 value, you have to catch it in 2 parameter. When you pass 2 value, you have to create 2 variable. And in this simple example, here I'm just printing it. Now I say return. What say? Return. So what happened? It just solve this equation. Whatever the answer, whatever the number is there, it just return it. So what happened here? It's just print here because we return it here. We can use the same like answer is equal to, and then we say print answer. So it's print answer is 7. So basically what happened? When we call, it's go with the 2 value. A is 2, B is 5. It just solve this equation, and whatever value it's given, it's back to here. And here I have one variable to save this number. So whatever this statement written, it's stored in this variable answer. Whatever the statement written, it's saved in my this variable. So that's why I'm creating here a variable to catch this value. Here I'm not creating any variable and no need. Why? Because here is nothing is coming from this function. It's nothing, no return statement. But whenever you have a return statement, you have some variable to catch that value. So this answer is stored, 7 is stored in answer and it's printed. Let's try with some different value. So it's go 5 and 50. 55 is save. It's written. It's saved in my variable answer and we print it. Okay, and we print it. Let's modify. I'm adding here third value. So what I have to do? I have to use here third parameter. Sorry. I have to use here third parameter. And what I say? A plus B plus C. And it's give you the answer 50 plus 10 plus 5. It's 65. Okay. So whatever number of value you are passing, what that in a value of variables we have to present. If you passing two value, we need two parameters. If you need to pass three values, we need three parameters. And the return answer is saved in this variable. Okay. Now let's move to the next example. Okay. Now we learn all these possible way. No argument, simple function, no argument. With parameter, we just pass the value, and here we pass the value and we return the value. Okay, when we pass the value and we return the value. So in this function, we have only these three possibility. Now, so these are three possibility with more and more examples. Okay, so now this is the again, it's carry the argument. Okay, so it's carrying the string. It's storing this variable name, and I say hello and the name. So I'm passing here path. The output is hello path. What happened here? When I call this function, I pass the value path. Path is stored in this parameter name, and I print with the keyword hello. The output is hello Ram. Even we can call it multiple times. Okay. It's print first hello Ram and hello Pooja. Okay, so we can call function multiple times with different values. Fine? No. Let's move to the next examples. Okay, here I'm using a default keyword, default value. So when I'm passing 1 and 2 argument, it's automatically use third value is a default value. So this 5 is assigned to A, second value assigned to B, and if I'm skipping here, okay, then its default is 10. So the output is 16. 5 plus 1, 6, and 10, 16. Okay, but if I'm passing here, it's just override this value. Only and only default value is used when we are not giving the value, when we are not passing the value at the time of calling it. Okay, so here 5 plus 3 plus 2. So the answer is 10. Okay, let's show it with different example. I pass two values, 10 and 10. So what happened? 10, 10, and 10. So it's 30. One 10 is for A, second 10 is for B. The C is 10 already. Okay, and if we are skip here, 5 plus 3 and the 10, it's 18. Okay. And we can give all the defaults value to all the parameters. Okay, in my next example, I set all the default value for all the parameters for A, B, and C. So what happened in the first case? See here, I pass 5 here and 1 for the B. So now third value is missing. So what happened here? 20 is assigned to the C. So what happened? 5 plus 1, 1 plus 20. So answer is 26. Okay. In my next example, I pass all the values. So definitely we are not using here any default value. Why? Because we pass all the parameters value. So the answer is 10. But in the next, we can see here, I'm passing only the one value. So default first value assigned to the first variable. So A is D, but B and C is 10 and 20. So they use these two. So its answer is 30. 30 plus 2, then 32. Okay, and the next very useful. Okay, it's very good examples. I'm passing nothing, no parameters. Then it's use all the defaults value. The answer is 35. Okay, so one more time I want to repeat. First value is for first parameter, second value for second, third value for third, and continues like that. Okay, if you are missing first two, then they override this first two value, and the default value is used for only C variable. When you are pass all the options, then there is no need to use default value. When you are passing only one value, the default is assigned to the first parameter, and these two defaults value is used. and you are passing nothing, okay, then all default value is used. Okay, I'm showing you here the same example, but this time I'm using written. So what happened? Rather than printing answer here, it's just written. Okay, it's just written the answer. And the written the answer I stored in my variable answer and I print it. Okay, so I'm passing here nothing. So what happened? Nothing means all the false value are used. Then all the calculation 10 plus 20 plus 5, 35. Answer is 35. What happens if I pass all the values? Okay, it's go with these three values, assign ABC, find the sum and return it. Okay, when it's return it comes again to the same line and allocate that particular value. Okay, so whatever this function return is assigned to this variable. So answer is 50. If I pass only the one, then 5 is assigned to the, it's already 5, let me set it to 50. So this 50 is assigned to A and this 2 default value is used. So answer is 80. So 50 plus 30, 80. Okay, now, so this is very good example. I am not using here the written, here I am using the written. The same example I'm showing. Okay, now let's work with the string. Let's work with the string. It's very simple example. I am pass here 2 string. That means 2 parameter required. So one is name, second is job. And I just print with the proper syntax. Okay, the Bob is a manager. Okay, next I print here a Ram and it's a developer. So print Ram is a developer. So first value for first parameter, second value for second parameter. Okay, one more examples. Okay, it's something good example. Return only the three written. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So 3 value are written. 1, 2 and 3. So I assign here 3 variable. Keep in your mind. Okay, it is written 3 value. 1, 2 and 3. So I'm assigning here 1, 2 and 3 variable. And the same rules apply. First value assigned to first variable. Second assigned to the second variable. Third value assigned to the third variable. So what happened? Let's execute. When I call the function, A is 10, so it's multiplied by 2. So it's a, 10 multiplied by 2. It's a power, not multiply, sorry. Okay, 10 power 2, so it's 100 in assigned to the x. So when I print x, so my first value is 100. Again, this function call, what happened for the b? It's a 20 raised to 2. The answer is 400 is assigned to y. It's print 400. Let's pass one more different value. Okay, so here 3 parameter written, 3 values written. So I have to mention 3 different places to store them. Okay, if up to in above example, it's written only one equation. So we catch it in one variable. Here it's written 3 value. So we have to mention 3 variable to catch that value. One more example, very simple. Okay, I have a function. I pass 2 number and I want subtraction and multiplication of these 2 numbers. I want sum and subtraction. So I say a plus b, even I want a minus b. So again, it's written 2 values. I have to mention 2. The first is addition. I create a variable add. Second is subtraction. I create a variable. And when I print it, it solves the equation, print the value. Okay. It solves the equations and print the value. Okay. The first is a 600 and second is a 400. Thank you. Now, again, function with if condition. Okay. So I just create my function with more possible way. Okay. So I pass 2 values and I want to find which is minimum value. Okay. I pass 2. I want to find which among these 2, which is the smallest value. It's carry in x and y variable. X is 300, y is 20. So I check it if x is greater than y. So it is clear y is small. If x is greater, so that is simple, y is small. Then I print return y. But if this condition not followed, it is very simple, then x is minimum. Okay, so when I click on the run, return 20 because x is not greater than y. This condition on false. Oh, sorry, x is greater than y because 300. You go inside and print return y. But if I say here 2020, now x is the smallest value, 300. Okay. Now I use here, yes, even and odd. I pass one number and I want to check the number is even or odd. I want to check whether the number is even or odd. First is even, second is odd. Correct answer. So what things apply? Pass one value, store in this parameter, and I check whether it's written 0. Okay, remainder is 0. I print a message, and when the remainder is 1, I print a message odd. Okay, now next. This is again very, very useful and it's different than other. Up to the now, we see that whatever the number you pass, okay, I pass one argument, I pass two argument. If passing here two value, then I have to create a two variable. But what happen if how many numbers I pass? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure for that. So we use arguments. Okay, and the star sign before that arguments. Okay, so I'm passing here multiple values and I pass in the arguments and I'm using star sign. Okay, star sign is for the pointer, and if I print it, it's print all the arguments. Okay, it's print all the arguments. Let's try with the some simple. Okay, n number of value you can pass, and it's print all these values. Okay, so that means we can see this entire list is saved in single variable. Save in the single variables. And if we use type, and we can check whether it is a tuple. Okay, so whatever value we are passing here, it's stored in this argument in the form of tuple. In the form of tuple. Okay, and we already discussed what is the tuple, and we can assuming that okay, it's a tuple when we are not using, it's use a small bracket, so we can guess that yeah, maybe it's a tuple. Yes, because it's print in a small round bracket. So if we are not using type, then normally it is easy to guess that it is a tuple. Okay, so when you are passing multiple value and you use star and variable name and arguments, it's stored in the form of tuple. So basically we are passing the tuple. Now, how to retrieve the value from the tuple? Same way we are using here. I'm passing here multiple value. It's stored in these arguments and I say 1. So it's basically display 1. So always index start with the 0. The 1 is 32. Okay, let's change this to 0. It's print 12. Print 12. Okay, now again, I want to pass -1. What happened? It's written the last value. It's written the last value. Last value is 341. Let's add here. Print the last value. Now, let's work with the multiple string. Multiple string. Hello, welcome to Python. If I print, it will retrieve using the for loop. So it prints single one. Okay, it's print single. Now what we are doing here, we just retrieve the value using the index single value. Now I'm retrieving all the values from my parameters. Okay, we say tuple using the for loops. Next example, I'm passing value here in the small case. Okay, and I want to print everything in the uppercase. So I create a function. Whenever I'm passing any number of arguments here, it's give the outputs in the uppercase. Okay, if I'm giving here any number of arguments, okay, I pass any number of arguments, it's written me in the capital. So for that, I have to just call my function, pass the values. And what happened here when I'm calling it? It's pass all three arguments in the ARGS. And in this args, we retrieve the loop. We found a single value. First is a Python. I print in a uppercase. Then the next is print in a uppercase. The next is easy, print in a uppercase. Okay. So now this is all about the tuples. Basically, we are passing the tuple. Okay. Basically, we are passing the values, but it's stored in the form of tuple when it comes here. Okay. Now, what about the dictionary? Because when we are using dictionary, we have a data in a key and pair value. Okay. When we have a data like this, key and value, at that time we use double star for quarks. Okay. This is called quarks. It's for double star. Double star, that means they know that the data is come in form of keys and value. So what happened basically here? I am passing keys and value using the equal to and comma separate. And when I say I, it's print only the keys. See, we can see here, it's print only the keys, name, age and job. It's not printing the data. It's not printing the value. Okay. Now, let's see with the different examples. I'm passing the, if I'm passing here, function, yeah, it is about scope of the values. Okay, when pass by value, it's very important, okay? Please focus and listen here. I have a one function. Whatever value I'm passing here, I'm just adding 10. Okay, I just want to add 10 numbers in it and I want to print it. And I say inside function A. So basically I say my A value is 5. My A value is 5. So what happened when I'm calling this function? A is 5. It's just add 10 and it's print 15. Yes, it's print 15. Correct. Okay, so you understand perfectly. Okay, you understand very perfectly. It's print 15. But what happened after I print function here? Okay, after calling the function, the A is again the 5 only. So we can say like that, this changes is scope is up to this function only. Okay, when we are calling it, it's changed the value and print it. The scope is this A variable is up to this function only. So outside the function, the A value is still 5. Okay, it's not changed. Okay, we will learn these things again in our next video when we discussing variable and its scope. Okay, for now, you just keep in mind this parameter A and this A is different. Okay, this A and this parameter A is different. Okay, its name is same, but they are not same. Okay, that's why I'm writing here. Inside the function value is 15, but outside the function value is still 5. It's not updating by adding 10. Yeah, okay. Pass by reference. This is pass by value. I'm passing a value. A value is 5 and passing value. But now here I'm passing the list. I have a list. Only P inside. Only the single value P is inside. I pass the L. This L is stored here in A. Okay, I'm passing here list. It's stored in A and I say A dot append Y. What happened to append just add in the last of the list. Okay, it's add the value in the last position. And when out of the function, if I'm printing the L, so now my L is P, but when I'm calling this function and add this Y, it's print PY. Okay, it's print PY. So this is for call by reference. Okay, we will discussing the same things in the next video also. This is for basics understanding when we are discussing function. This thing is very, very initiate to, I have to explain here. So this A and this A is different. But when I pass as a reference, okay, so this A, I have to add one value and it's definitely add in my existing list. Okay, now do practice and keep on learning. Okay, just more and more practice you do, then this concept will be clear. Now, next, one more function I have to check here. Okay, where that I want to find it here, basically the factorial. Okay, factorial is means what? Look at the example. I passing 5. So 5 multiplied by 4, 3, 2 and 1. And all the answer of multiplication, all this number is called factorial. Okay, if I'm passing here 3, then you can change and see 3 to 1, answer is 6. 3 to 1 and answer is 6. So last is my answer. So basically what happened, this is little bit tricky, but it's again the interview question answer. I pass one number, 3. Okay, focus here. 3 is here. I'm checking. The number is 1? Definitely not. Number is 3. So what happened? Go in the inside. Print 3. Okay, it's print 3. Yes. And multiply. So n is 3. Just we print n is 3. 3 multiplied by, I'm calling the same function again. But this time I pass n minus 1. So n is 3. Just print it. So this value is 2. So what happened? N multiplied by this number is 2. I pass 2. Match? Definitely not. Go inside, print 2. Okay. Again go down. Now 3 already is there. Multiply by 2. And this time it's calling the same function again. When it's say 1. It's written 1. This condition is true? Yes. It's print NO. NO is 1. That's why it's inside. It's print 1 and written 1. And it's written the 1. And it's now last time it's printing here. We know that all the multiplication of this is okay. And it's written 6. Okay. When it's print, it's written. And this function is written in print 6. Okay. So all the multiplication, because we are using this one. It's calling again this function. Okay. So all the times we are applying multiplication, multiply. So the first is 3. 3 multiply minus 1. That means 2. Then next time minus 1. Like this. One more time I say 4. 5 already we see. 3 already we check. And 4 answer is again we can check. It is correct one. Next example. We can directly assign the function to the variable. So what happened here? I have basic simple function and it's print hello. So when I call this function, so what happened? It's print hello. It's print hello, the first. Then I say hi is equal to fun. Fun is my function name. And then I call like a function hi as a function. Okay, now my this hi is also a function. It's print hello. Okay. If I say here a is equal to 1 and I say a function. So my a is again a function. Print hello. So when I'm calling a, basically I'm calling a function. Okay. So with these small examples, I just want to introduce, yes, is it possible? You can assign the function to some new variable and this variable is again now become a function. So whenever you are calling hi, so indirectly you are calling that particular function. Next example. Okay. It's very useful examples. We are calling a dictionary as a key. Dictionary as a key. So I am using here square and value is again function name and my key is again a function name. My value and key I am using as a dictionary value. So what happened basically when I say D, where, and I'm passing the 5. So this basically is 5. So what happened? This 5 is assigned to my here. And I say 5 square. 5 square is 25. Then D cube. This D cube. D is my dictionary name. Cube is a key. I'm calling the function. So I pass again the value 5. And it's print cube. Okay, this find cube. This sign is 5. And it's print the cube. Let's change the value. Here 2. Here 3. It is the indirect way, and it is like that we can use function name as a key value also in the dictionary. Now here we say all possible variation, You can assign it to value. You can assign function name as a key value. Okay, and we calling like these same things, but we using here round bracket for to pass this parameter. And last one more example. It's a simple one. My x is equal to 1. So whenever I am calling, first is there a condition? When I'm calling my function, it set the condition. If x is equal to 0, it's called this one. And if x is not 0, then go inside and print. So x is 1. So that's why hello universe. And I say x is equal to 0. If I assign 0 to my x, hello world. Okay, so we call the function, it is cool, right? So we call the function based on the condition. It is also possible in the Python. And it is also possible we can call the list as well as pass the dictionary. Okay, we will discuss function in more examples. This is the last thing I want to explain in this session. We can also call with the list and the dictionary, and it's auto detect the first item, first all items, it's assigned to these arguments, and the key and pair value is assigned to the quarks. So when we print quarks, it's print tuple. When we call quarks, when we print quarks, it's print this dictionary. Okay, is this cool? So this is enough for this session. It's very important topics, as I mentioned earlier. Keep practicing. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.